All right. Dr. Kalia, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly, love. We're gonna start how we usually start. We're gonna take some lion breaths. So, take a couple breaths on your own just to get grounded. And then whenever you're ready, we're gonna start with some wins, some W's. How does that sound?
It sounds good.
All right, let's get it. All right. Talk to me about the things that are going well since our last call. Any areas that you're particularly proud of?
So I did like a survey, like you told me, of my week. I had a meeting with myself, so to restructure myself. So I do that on Sunday nights. So I had one with myself yesterday. Um, I think it helps me like get ready for the week, like pack my lunch, helps me pace myself. Um, so that's a win.
Beautiful. Let's go. Shout out to you for following through. How did it feel to take that time to just like connect with yourself?
I like it. Um, I like that because I often talk about reflection. So I reflect on my work, like as a principal, but now the time is reflecting as Kalia, not the principal,
Yes.
like the wife and the mother. So,
Yes. Beautiful. Talk to me about what feels like a pain point or an area where you want to win this week.
well, I want to win this week by making sure I have everything scheduled that I need to do for this week, which includes working out. So, I was all ready to work out today, but then I added another coaching session in so I can make up with for my hours. So I was like, oh,
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you need to just create some time and we can like fake it for the sense of this call, but do you want to take some time right now to schedule things out? Do you want to talk through what's going to be where? Or do you like where are you at in terms of like making a decision around your workouts?
probably like let's schedule it.
Yes, take action kind of girl.
Exactly.
Beautiful. And as you think about that, really think about what you want this workout to feel like. Are you going for a run? Are you lifting? Are you Zumbaing? Like, what are you doing to train your lion?
All right. So what I would like to do is to do, since it's been hot outside, to try to get some time inside the gym. And then I want one of my other exercises to be like yoga, because I remember I think we talked about that before.
Yes,
So I want to actually schedule it. And I was prepared today. I brought my stuff, but for some reason it didn't fit into my schedule now that I'm looking.
yeah, that's okay, love. It sounds like there's some wins to replicate and some areas to like level up, but I know you got this. Why is it important that you make this session actually happen?
Oh, because I'm overweight.
Stop. So how is this workout connected to your goals around like your weight or how you want to feel?
Well, I don't really have all right, so I know that I have to lose a couple pounds. Well, more than a couple. So I also like doing it because it helps me reflect. Like when I do my walks and stuff, that's my chance to talk to God. I could listen to a sermon. I could do
Yes.
all that other stuff too. So it's important for me to at least get back to 3 days a week. And I feel like I do that sometimes, but sometimes I don't do it.
I got you. It sounds like there's an opportunity to be more consistent in your workouts, and it's important to get those in. And then what I would work with you a little bit about is like really focusing on those inputs and be happy with those inputs because the outputs will be there, but not letting that be like the reason why you work out, but more so,
Mhm.
just getting in there and doing it for you.
Mhm. Right.
You got this.
So, Dr. Kalia, so I hear that working out is really, really important to you. Is there anything that within the whole realm of working out that you really want to concentrate on today?
Probably just scheduling it, like looking at my calendar and see what days I actually could do it without running into like this other things that I have to do.
Okay, so from what I hear, you're saying that scheduling is really important to you. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Right, but I want to backtrack. I actually scheduled to wake up earlier today to get it done, but my daughter didn't go to sleep till 3 a.m.
Mhm.
So then I was up tending to her, and that made me sleepy in the morning. So I didn't get up.
And so, how did that make you feel today?
Fat. It's like, no. um, I felt I felt kind of disappointed because I already had the clothes set out. I had everything ready. So then I was like, all right, I want to pivot. And I was like, I'll take my stuff with me. But I had to do some work today, this morning. I taught students and then I did two coaching sessions. And then I came home for this session.
Okay. So disappointment. You said that you felt disappointed, but I also hear you're saying that you had a lot to do on your plate. Your daughter staying up, keeping you up. There was a lot that was going on, and yet you felt disappointment. Would you still agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so considering everything that you had going on, where does the disappointment come from?
Hmm. Not being able to squeeze it in. I think I scheduled one of the coaching clients for 3 o'clock. And then I was going to work out from 4 to 5. And then she's like, no, I said 4. And I'm like, no, you didn't. But whatever. So then I waited around for her. And then she only talked for 20 minutes. And I can't even use it for my hours.
Yeah, that is
I'm
disappointing.
hot as fish grease. Okay.
And that definitely is hot. And so when I when I hear with everything that's going on, you're still disappointed and not being able to really get that workout in and schedule it. Why is this like so important to you? Considering everything that you had going on and you still feeling disappointing by not working out, what's that emotion behind that?
um, is fatness a motion signal?
It's, I don't think I can look it up in the dictionary
It's
and
like
find
the
fatness as an emotion.
um I think that the emotion is not checking off everything that I planned to do for today. So that is one of the things.
So I hear you say that. Um, so a question for you. If it wasn't working out today and you still had something on the list that was planned, would you still feel as disappointed not getting to it as it appears to working out?
If it was something work related, yes. Because I take serious my work. But I also know since I had the baby, I gained quite a lot of weight. And as I get older, I can't work it off like I used to um, without running. And my arches still didn't come in yet, my custom made arches.
Mhm.
So usually I can run off the weight. So now I have to walk it off, but just taking longer when I used to be able to just run it off.
Got you. And so to me, what I'm hearing is that you are a person that really is, you had, well, you govern yourself to high standards. Would you agree with that statement?
Yes.
And so is not meeting or checking off the things on your list, is that where, if you don't get to it, is that where you feel disappointed?
Yes. And that's for everything because I didn't cook dinner for my family today, even though it's food in the refrigerator. So that's something that I like to do. I think that I try to do everything. And then when I don't complete everything, I feel like I'm not superwoman or something like that.
Hmm. So how do you feel about what you have completed
What have I completed?
that's on your checklist? Like, I know you didn't get everything checked off, but how do you feel about the things that you did do?
I think I feel okay.
Okay, so I hear okay as opposed to disappointment. So I hear that if I don't get a chance to do everything, the emotion is disappointment. But if I do check off some things, the emotion is okay. Is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, hello, can you hear me? Dr. Kalia?
Hmm. Yes.
Awesome. So your last question was around your emotions around getting things done and then when and not getting things done. So just for clarity and just for the record, when you do get things done, the emotion is you're okay. It's okay, the language you want to use.
Mm, and I do get things done, but I didn't get everything done.
Mhm. Got it.
So I know I got some things done. I didn't get everything done.
Everything done. Okay. Okay. And so I'm not exactly sure how long you've kind of been in this space or place around like a getting things done or sometimes getting some things done is the emotions that are around it. But I do want to in this moment, because there's a lot that you stated around like say how you feel or what you've been able to do and what not been able to do. But I want to for a second, if you could visualize um a plate, like just maybe even a plate of food, like right now, um, earlier in the conversation, you talked about work being something that's important to you and that we know, and with this metaphor on your plate. What other things are on that plate? When we think about literally just a little white plate from the kitchen, what's on your plate?
So I have wife, I have mother, I have principal, I have coach. I teach this summer as well. And that's it.
Okay. So we got wife, mother, principal. These are the first three. You got coach, and then you got teacher or educator as the fifth. So these five things are on your plate. Um, and so with those five things on your plate, you stated earlier that work was, you didn't say, you didn't rank anything. I don't think no one actually ranked, but um, I guess just for this purpose in this moment, this exercise, this resource, if you would, right now, in this exact moment, as in today, what percentages would you give those? If we're counting up to 100%, what would you give all five of those pieces on your plate?
I think that that'd be hard to rate because somebody looking in may rate it differently.
Mhm.
I know that for me, I think I would say each one is equal because I'm just that type of person. But something that's on my plate that I didn't
Mhm.
even mention is like just Kalia, like what things that's like Kalia me time. So that includes the working out, that includes the reading, That includes, I don't know, walking around Target by myself. You know what I mean? So I would like to schedule more of that. But I know that maybe I shouldn't taught the summer class and then I would have had more time.
Okay. Okay. Summer class, you can talk. One thing I do want to connect the dot. You mentioned Kalia not being a. Would you say the working out is that a part of Kalia or that's something else that go on your plate?
No, that's a part of Kalia.
Clear. Okay. Just wanted to make sure you want to connect those dots. Okay. Um, so I guess from these 5 to 6 things now, um, what what excites you the not the most, as in I'm not actually to pick mother over wife and all those things, but like what excites you about what's on your plate?
I think all things excite me. I like to have my hand in everything. Um, I think what excites me is being able to complete a task, to be honest, and to do it with hard work. I know a lot of people, and I'm gonna keep it a being with you. I know a lot of people lose weight by like surgery or doing like the that injection or whatever. I didn't want to sell myself out like that. So I really wanted to put in the work because I did it before. So I really wanted to put in the work. But it is tempting. You know what I mean? But I think what excites me is completing a task. So finishing my coaching hours, finishing the school year or starting the school year, making sure the students that I teach have personal statements for their Common App application, finish reading several books, working out, spending time with my family, spending time with my husband.
Yeah, so I love all of those for you. I love that you also like you're an achiever or like and ambitious when you think about like the strengths finder. I don't know if you've ever done that assessment, but those are kind of the categories that I see you in. You love to not just check things off, but you like to get things done. And so right now, I know you had your calendar out early as you were thinking about planning your workouts. Were you able to figure that out earlier? And that's my first question, I guess, and then I'll have a follow-up.
It looks like that I just have two things on my calendar for tomorrow. So after
Mhm.
2 o'clock, I'm free. So I should probably put a workout in for that. I already have the bag packed for that. Wednesday, I do have a workshop for a book that I'm reading, Punished for Dreaming.
Mhm.
So that is something I'm doing for work, but that's something I'm going to enjoy.
Mhm.
And then I
So
have
that's
a
work
coaching,
and Kalia. Just trying
yeah,
to make sure. Okay. Okay.
yeah, that's working Kalia. I have a coaching session, 2 coaching sessions as well.
Okay.
And then Thursday, I have another coaching session. But my morning is free on Thursday, it looks like.
Okay.
So I can work out again on that day. So it looks like I could do Tuesday
Mhm.
and Thursday morning for this week.
Okay. Does
And
that meet your goal for this week
and
in the
then
Kalia/workout area?
yep, yep, it does. Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I heard you say you wanted three. Is it just for this week? Just want to
Well,
make
for
sure.
three, yep, I do want three. So it looks like Friday I have group coaching at 11, but I could definitely do it before then because I wake up early. So I
Okay.
have 3 days. I have Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I think something that I do is I have to stop panicking because if I don't get something done, I just think like, oh my God, one extra day of being fat. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
but it's okay that I couldn't get it done today. So I'm gonna put it on my calendar. So I have Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm so glad that we were able to get those on the calendar. Like I said, whether you are writing them down now in the calendar, but I'm glad you got those dates solidified. Like I said,
Hmm.
definitely a good start for this week, or a good continuation, if you would. So I guess outside of that tool, as in the calendar, how generally, or like I said, wife, plate, not plate, wife, mother, principal, coach, and Kalia. Am I missing one? Oh, the teacher. So I think some of these are on your plate are already structured out. Like you can't really do anything like the time you teach your classes and things like that.
Mhm.
But are there any, I guess, other areas that you can on this plate that you could plan out a little bit more?
Yeah, so I was thinking as you were talking, so if I get a good night's sleep, I could definitely work out and do my walk in the morning before the sun comes up. Well, before it gets like beaming hot. But if not, I can just go to the gym, which is right around the corner from my job. So I can do that. I also think tonight, if I'm not exhausted, I can do some reading as well.
If you're not exhausted, think about that. I'm gonna pass it over.
Dr. Kalia, what do you notice about your energy right now compared
What
to
do I
how
notice?
any other call?
Um, I think that I feel like assurance. I was about to say blessed assurance. Jesus is mine. It's like,
Is
let me stop.
mine. Like something
Let me
like
stop
that.
playing. Let me stop playing. I play too much. But I feel better knowing that I can get some things done. And I'm also thinking like I may not be able to do like the exercise walk when it's hot, but maybe before the sun sets, I can walk my daughter around the block. That is some type of movement. It's not as rigorous as I want, but it's something. And today I ate pretty well too. So I didn't have any carbs today. I packed my lunch. So I did that today. So I'm proud about that as well. So that is one of the wins. So
Yes.
I feel that, oh, I want to go back. Another one is I had a kind of courageous conversation with a staff member
Mhm.
that didn't perform well this school year. And in the beginning of the thing, he's told me what he wasn't going to do, which sometimes we do. Um, and then by the end, we were able to come to a resolution and for the stuff that he is going to do. So I felt good about that because that's something that I think like that's like was real heavy
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah. And I can definitely understand that. And then thank you for sharing as well, because you literally problem solved yourself out of this hottest fish grease.
Okay,
So,
hot, hot
so
as
in
fish
doing
grease.
that, you were actually able to break down the things that kind of got in the way, like what hindered you from reaching the goal that you wanted to reach, but you also problem solved around it. So with problem solving around it, you're able to fit and basically play Tetris. And then also still engaging in those wins, actually going back to name some of the wins that you didn't actually name before. Now, with this calendar that you pulled out and you started adding things to, who is going to hold you accountable?
I can hold myself accountable, but I also think for me, I have to set like clear boundaries. Like I told you earlier, this is the second time the person wanted to check in with me for 20 minutes.
Mhm.
That's wasting my time because I have an hour drive from my house all the way home. Um, and then one person talks too much. So I think for those sessions, I'm going to set the boundary. Like, hey, this, if not, we can just do every 2 weeks because I can't do, it has to be with 30 minutes. I prefer 45 minutes. That's what I like to do. And then the other person just talks. So maybe just the day before, like, I only have this time. I only have 45 minutes for you.
Perfect. So you said you will hold yourself accountable. I need you to find one or two more accountability partners.
Okay, I will.
Because we done had some things on the calendar and we had to move some stuff around. Now, if we focusing on Kalia and we want Kalia to win, I'm gonna need Kalia to have a village behind her to make sure that she is set up for success.
So usually what I was doing is I was texting my girlfriend and I was telling her my workout days. So I could just text her Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Amen. Because where two or three are gathered together. Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop playing. All right.
In his name. In his name, you better say it.
Is there anything that you need from me as your coach? Are there any resources that you need? Because I'm gonna be checking in. You done got yourself an extra accountability partner, and I'm gonna check in, make sure. But is there anything you need?
I think that what I need is not anything that you guys can give. I think it comes within. Like I have to be confident that that everything is going to be okay, even though I'm plus size. You know what I mean? But no, saying that everything is going to be okay as far as like if things don't go as I plan, it's okay. Tomorrow's a new day. And that doesn't mean I lost because I didn't complete something. That just means I couldn't get to it.
And it's all about mindset, and you definitely have the right mindset to end this call. So I'm extremely excited about the gains that you are going to make moving forward. I will also be checking in to make sure you got your workout in because we got 3 per week. I'll also be checking in to see how that book club is going because it might be a book that I want to pick up.
No problem.
Awesome. Good stuff, you all. Really, really, really good. Super grateful, proud of you all. I wanted to first go to Dr. Kalia, ask how did you feel about the coaching conversation, and then I open it up to everyone else to discuss. Well, I'll share my thoughts and then open it up for everyone else to discuss. But yes, Dr. Kalia.
I think that you guys did a wonderful job. I'm not as hot as fish grease as I was earlier. I also think that I have like looked at the calendar, my week, because sometimes I just look at the day and I'm like focused on the day, but like, what do I have this week? I'm like, oh no, I got Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So it's not over. It's not over.
Right. No, that's good. That's good. I like that I like that Louise started with that, right? Like, I think it was interesting, and this is where you break the rules because you know the rules to get back on the rules. I always say this because, like, it's okay that you're a rule breaker just as long as you know what you're doing. And so, like, Louise started off really focusing on coaching a problem. And part of it was because you all did have that conversation in the last coaching call. So it did add up. It really was a continuum, which I thought was really, really good. But then how he kind of closed it was getting back to coaching the person, which I thought was really good, and the questions that he asked, right? Like that really helped you to think about how you want to show up with this type of issue that or I forgot the word that you used, pain point that you have. I really love the language. I thought that everybody had a different coaching style, which was really good. I absolutely love that because you really don't want everybody to sound the same. Even though we're all doing this as like one band, one sound, you really do want to allow people to have their own style of coaching. So how Louise start his coaching conversations is really, really cool. I love watching him every single time. Like, this is so dope. And Chase James following up with that, to be able to really provide that onset and ask the right appropriate reflection questions so that Chase could be able to really focus on the mindset was really strong, because the onset part is not the easiest part. The second person typically is a little bit harder to really go, because you have to be like, oh, what do I do? Because you got like, it's like this person kind of already kind of started it. Maybe I wouldn't have started it that way, but I have to continue it. And so I thought that was really good. Chase going into really focusing on the mindset and less of the goals was really, really strong, because I didn't think that y'all were going to get to talking about mindset. I really didn't. And so I thought when Chase started, when he focused on the plate, activity. I was like, okay, this is good. But this is also coaching the problem and not the person. And coaching the person would be, let's focus on this mindset that you have, right? Like I've been dealing with mindset coaching all day, but let's focus on this mindset that you have around how you see yourself in your accomplishing your goals, or how do you see your goals? What does perfection even look like, right? So like by the time we did get to Tyler, I thought it was great because one of the notes that I put for my specific self, it's helping her to define like what success actually does look like. And to go transition from Chase to Tyler, I thought that was really good because there was this idea, definitely that perfectionism, I think that James kind of brought out. There's this idea that you have to do it super like all in or nothing, right? So it's like I gotta make sure I get my custom art shoes, all of these different things, and like really, really, like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, and if I'm not, then like did I really do it? Type of mentality, and you have to say, but no, there's a gray area here, and how do you feel about that gray area? And what does that look like? Because everything is not going to always be 100%, even though that is your mentality. So what does that look like? And I thought that Tyler, we're using all and bringing all together, like all of the previous activities and resources that folks have already used is great, because typically when somebody go at the end, they want to add additional resources. If you already saw that the resources are great, and they liked them and it worked, then now your closing is, how are we going to hold you accountable for utilizing those resources? I may not need to bring a resource into this conversation then, right? Now, typically, you do supposed to have the resources at the end, but that smart move is that if they have already did it, like again, Louise gave us that curveball by starting off focusing on the problem. And so with that stated, right, like there was already a resource floating, and I thought everybody did a good job at just upholding that resource, rather than just constantly adding. A very, very good job. Really one of the best coaching videos I've seen. This was really, really strong. Any thoughts that y'all have? Yes, Chase.
Sorry, go ahead, Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So yeah, while I was asking the questions about the plate, obviously I had recognized, or maybe it's not obvious. I had recognized that it was a mentality situation going on, where a perspective around completion of tasks. I was really like pondering, of course, in real time, like, okay, how in the world am I going to get her to see, to feel, and understand like what is happening? And so I also knew that Tyler was coming after me, so I was like, okay, let's paint this picture together.
Yeah.
And so like I don't even know if I even got to, I don't think I got a chance to really get to the mentality piece, because once again, I just wanted to paint the picture. But I also was a little skeptical because I was like, I'm introducing this resource, and to your point, like, well, everybody else don't know, like I didn't ask. Could you talk a little bit more about the idea of like asking? Because I mean, if she would have said no, obviously I guess I would have went somewhere else. But I would love to hear about the asking piece. But then my closing thoughts about it all is like, I wanted to use this like in session resource.
That's right.
Once
Yeah.
again, to paint the picture and then,
Yeah.
like I said, pass it on.
Yeah,
So
some people love to do in-person, in-session resources. I'm somewhat one of those people, definitely when it comes to helping a coach see some of, like with their coaching video, some of the things that they're struggling with. So when we go back to like Louise, like when he said, hey, would it be good for us to start off with blank, blank, blank? You just got to get permission from the person that that's something that will be okay, right? So could I do this activity with you to help you really paint a picture, right, of how your life is looking. And then if they say yes, okay, cool. If they say no, then we move forward. Most times I've never seen somebody say no, but you do say yes to invite the coachee in, right? Because this is a collaborative effort versus like just really, just going straight to it. That's all you had to ask is, was this okay?
yeah,
Make
thank
sense?
you.
Awesome. Yes, James.
So I in the beginning, I'm glad you named what Louise did, because I was confused at first with what were we coaching. I knew this was a continual conversation, and I was just like, did I miss something because I came in late? And so I'm glad you named that, because I didn't know what the problem was, or what was the subject at the beginning. And so now that makes more sense that it was a continuation. That's what I kind of figured from last time. And so I felt like that was important to know. But I know when I was talking, I did my final question was like a yes or no question. It was almost like my question setting up to the real question I want to ask. When I asked her as far as what's if she checks something off the list is just okay, as opposed to if you don't get something done, it's disappointment. And I was trying to get to the place where I was trying to set up to see, do you see like the polar difference in checking something off as opposed to not checking something off? They're not like equal emotions. And trying to go into that.
Yeah.
But I asked a yes or no question without leading into what I really
Yeah.
felt like it
I
was.
thought that was good though. That was good thinking. Really, really good thinking. Very, very strong. I like that. Good stuff. Anyway.